Let's now discuss different events that get triggered at different stages of selection. So there are 7 events that get triggered, and they are create, start, stop, selecting, selected, unselecting and unselected. So these are the 7 events that get triggered at different stages of selection. So to illustrate this, I have created a web page, the same one we have been using, and this time I have added some different styling for the UI selecting and UI selected class. So for UI selecting, I am adding a border 3px solid maroon, and for UI selected, I am changing the background to maroon, color to white, that is the text color to white, and the border to 1px solid black. So if I select an item, see, it is getting a maroon border which is 3px thick, and when I release the mouse, that is when the item is selected, the background color becomes maroon and the text color becomes white. So now this is the appearance of items that are selected. Suppose I select multiple items using Control key. See, it will look like this, and if I release the mouse, they will appear like this. So this is the change I have made to the UI selecting and UI selected classes. Now let's see different events one by one. I'm not going to show each and every event this time because we have already been seeing the create event in different sections. So it will be automatically triggered when we create the selectable. Now what I want to do is, I want to display a message to give a hint to the user that he can select multiple items by clicking the Control key or by dragging the lasso. Lasso is the black dotted rectangle. So to display that, let me add a div element with ID hint. Okay. And let me set the message like to select multiple items, click Control and select or drag the lasso. I want to display this message when a person starts to select the item. So this should not be displayed as soon as the page is loaded. So it should be hidden, and when the person selects an item, I want to display this. So let me style this hint div a bit, hash hint, because it is the ID. And let me first specify display none so that it will be hidden. Okay. And let me set its position to be absolute, and we will set the top and left values depending on where the user clicks. We will be doing it from jQuery. Okay. And I want to set the background color, let it be say blue, then border, let it be 3px solid gray. You can specify colors what you want. Then let me specify some border radius so that we will get some rounded corners. So let it be 5px, and let the text color be white. And after removing this, let's see how it appears. Save, refresh. See, it is appearing like this. So let me add a padding value as well. Okay, padding, so that there will be a gap between the text and the border. And let me also increase the size of the border, that is the thickness of the border. And let's see how it looks. Okay, now it is looking like this. And if you want, we can increase the font size and all. I'm not doing all those. And let me add the display none again. Okay, now it will not be displayed as and when the page loads. We want to display it when the user starts to select an item. So we can add the code within the start event, that is when the start event gets triggered. So the 7 events are create, start, stop, selecting, selected, unselecting and unselected. As the name suggests, the start event gets triggered when the user starts to select an item. So we can display the hint message when the user starts the selection process. Okay. So let me write the code here. Now what we want to do in the start, that is when the user starts to select an item, we want to display the hint div, isn't it? And we want to set the top and left values so that it will be displayed based on where the user clicks. And we also have to hide it after some specific time. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is, let me specify $hint. This is the div element. .css. Let me add the CSS. Okay, and here I have to specify multiple values. So I am adding curly braces. And first let me set the value for display. Let the value be inline. And I also want the values for left and top. So I can specify E here so that I can get the values using e.pagex and e.pagey. So let left be e.pagex and top e.pagey. So this will display the hint div at the position where the user clicks. Let's see that. Refresh. Let me click here. See, it is displayed where I am clicking. Suppose I click here, it will be displayed here. Suppose I click here, it will be displayed here. So the item is getting displayed at the point where the user clicks. That is, the left top point will be the point where the user clicks, and we also want to hide it. So we can add, after this CSS, we can add fade out, and let me specify some time, and let me specify the value as 3000 so that it will be hidden in 3 seconds. Okay, so save, refresh. Let me click here. See, it is getting hidden within the specified time. Suppose I click the control key and drag. See, it is getting hidden and the items are selected. So this way we can display a hint to the user mentioning that you can select multiple items by selecting control and selecting the items, or by dragging the lasso. So this we have specified in the start event, because the start event gets triggered at the start of the selection process. Okay. Next we have selecting and selected. The selecting event will get triggered when we are selecting the items, and the selected event will be triggered once the item is selected. So for each item this will be triggered. I will show you this. Let me put a comma here. That is the end of start. Then let me add another one, that is selected. And for this selected, you can pass the values event and UI, where UI is an object that will give the values related to the selected items. So if you specify alert $UI.selected, it will be the selected item, and if you specify text, it will display the item selected, and the selected event will get triggered at the end of the selection, and it will be triggered for each item selected. So this will give the items one by one. Let's see the output. Refresh. Let me select mango. See, it is displaying mango. Okay, and let me select multiple items by clicking the control and dragging the lasso, and see, you are seeing the output banana, cherry, and if you see here, one by one it is getting selected. Then papaya. Okay, and now orange is in the being selected state, and once you click OK, it will be selected and orange will be displayed. So the selected event will get triggered at the end of selection process for each selected item, whereas the stop event will get triggered at the end of selection process. That is, if you want to get the details of all the items that are selected, you need to call it at the stop event. So let's see that as well. Stop. Let me attach a function. Suppose I want to display all the items selected. Let me add a P element after this div, P, and bold items selected. Okay, and after this P, let me add a div element with ID items. And if I want to display the items that are selected in this one, that is this div element, how we can do that? As I have already mentioned, all the items that are selected will have the class name UI selected. So if I specify $.UI selected, this will be the selected items. And if I run a loop each, and let me try to display the values within this items div element. So how I can do that? Within this each, let me add the function, and here $#items.append. So what we have to append, we need to get the text of the selected items. So let me pass the key and value here within the each method. Key will be the index and value will be the selected item, and it will be actually an li element. I will show you that. If I try to alert the value, instead of appending, if I try to alert, I will show you what the value is. Let me refresh and let me click strawberry. It is a message we get from the selected event. Okay, and here you are getting an object HTML li element. That is, we are getting the li. We need to get the text from that, and for that you can specify inner HTML. Okay, and this will give you the text of the particular li element. Banana, see, banana. So this value we need to append. So let me add this, and we have to clear the value within this items div at the starting. Otherwise it will be appended to the already available values. So let me write $#items.text, and let me set some empty value. So this will clear the div elements text value so that we can append the values. Refresh. Let me click mango. See, it is displayed here. Let me comment this alert for the time being because it is a bit disturbing. So let me refresh. Let me click mango. See, it is displayed here. Let me click the control button and drag the lasso to select banana, cherry and papaya. See, we are getting mango, banana, cherry, papaya like this. So I want to display the values in new lines. So what we can do, we can add a br tag so that a new line will be added. Save, refresh, mango, it is selected. Let me click the control and select strawberry, banana and cherry. See, mango, strawberry, banana and cherry. Let me again click the control and click grapes. See, it is also displayed. Let me remove the banana from this by clicking it again. See, it is removed from here. And let me remove cherry as well. See, it is removed from here. So this is the advantage of adding this in stop, because the stop event will be triggered at the end of the selection. Suppose we don't have this, what will happen? It will be added to the existing list. Suppose I click mango, it is displayed, and I'm clicking control and dragging. See, mango is displayed twice because it is adding to the existing list. So that is why I have added this code to clear the existing items list. So in this lecture we have seen different events that get triggered at different stages, and they are create, start, stop, selecting selected and unselecting unselected. And we have used only 3 here: start, selected and stop. The start will be triggered at the starting of the selection and stop will be triggered at the end of the selection. And the difference between selected and stop is that the selected will be triggered at the end of each selection and the stop will be triggered at the end of the whole selection process. Here we have used the start event to display a hint to the user, and left and top are set to be the points where the user clicks, and stop is used to display the item selected in a div element.